Hey there, it's Andrea Olson with the Go Diaper Free podcast, and I'm going to record what episode are we on? 102 from the Go Diaper Free podcast today. And it is all about what happens when you try EC for the first time and it doesn't actually work. So, let's get this thing recorded. Welcome to the Go Diaper Free podcast, where we're all about helping you potty your baby as early as birth. I'm your host, Andrea Olson, author and mom of 5 babies, all EC'd from birth, all out of diapers by walking. This is episode 102, when the first time is not the charm. I held her over the toilet and she didn't go. You can read the written version of today's show over at godiaperfree.com/102, where I will also conveniently link to anything I mentioned in today's episode. I will also be replying to comments over there, so come on by when we're finished with today's show. So, first of all, I just want to thank you all for being here with me. Spreading EC to the masses. This is literally the best thing we can do for our planet and for all the babies in it. So thank you for being here. Please leave a review over on iTunes or, just spread the love. Share this episode today with somebody who would like to hear it maybe. But again, thank you for being here. Today, I just want to talk about what happens when you've heard all this amazing stuff about EC. It sounds fantastic. You maybe even read the book. Maybe you just see my Easy Start Guide, which you can get for free over on my website. And you're like, okay, I'm going to try this. And you hold your baby over the receptacle and they don't go. And when your first time trying EC is basically an absolute flop, what do you do? I mean, I'm sure you're like, gosh, this sounds so perfect, but why isn't it working? When the first time is not the charm. And I've heard this so many times, too many times to count. Andrea, I held my baby over the toilet and she did not go. What am I doing wrong? If this has happened to you, or you fear that it might happen to you if you haven't started yet, I have some solid advice to share today and some tough love in that little engine that could kind of weigh, like don't give up, persevere, etc. Keep trying. Okay, first let's talk about why your baby did not pee. The first reason a baby would not pee the first time held in EC position, and even if you think it's the right time or whatever, the first reason would be that it was the wrong time. That basically your baby doesn't need to go that often or doesn't need to go at the time you offered. There are 2 different kinds of timing. There's something called natural timing, which is when your baby specifically needs to go. How often do they go throughout the day? This can be pretty standard for some babies. Like with a newborn, it's usually about 10, 15 minutes, every 10 to 15 minutes. And they aren't awake for very long. So during the time they're awake, you probably have like 2 or 3 pees and then they go back to sleep. So it's not as intense as it sounds. And you don't have to try to get them all. But if you're starting with like a mobile baby, maybe they're around 6 to 8 months old, they probably go every 20, 25 minutes. 14-month-old probably can go every 45 minutes or so. But basically, if you're just guesstimating, and actually I'd like to rewind a little bit. I don't think that if you've read my book, usually the first time you try, it will work. So let's just say that. So if you're just kind of like dipping your little toe in and you're kind of exploring the territory, the first reason your baby did not pee is it was the wrong time per their natural timing. The second reason, and the other kind of timing I just want to mention, is transition time. So but not all babies go at every single transition time, like before or after getting in the high chair or the car seat or whatever. So wrong time. That's number 1. Number 2, your baby did not pee because she was uncomfortable. So either she didn't like the EC hold you have her in, which means you should probably adjust to the cradled EC hold or doing it a little bit differently. She could have been uncomfortable in that position, or uncomfortable on that seat. If you're not using a potty cozy and you're using a mini potty, that plastic can feel really cold and hard to some babies, especially the younger ones. Maybe a newborn doesn't want to feel like they're being held over the air, just out in the open. It feels scary and they're uncomfortable. So a top hat potty might be better in that situation with a cozy on it. Maybe you don't have baby leaning up enough against your chest, so they are too far out and they feel uncomfortable. But anyway, why your baby did not pee. Number 1, it was the wrong time. Number 2, she was uncomfortable. I have 7 reasons. So number 3, she needed more privacy. Now, typically 6, 7-month-old baby, especially when you get into 8 and 9 months old, babies actually need privacy. I bet you didn't know this. I didn't know this until I've taught hundreds of thousands of parents how to do EC all over the world over the last 10 years. And doing this with my own 5 babies, I've realized it as well. Privacy is something that we humans as mammals need and desire as soon as we're mobile, as soon as we're able to get out of this house and away from people and do this where everybody else does it, which would typically over all of human history be somewhere outdoors. Hello, toilets are a pretty new invention. We seek privacy to do our pee and poop, especially our poop. So the third reason she didn't go when you offered is she may have needed more privacy and has no way of telling you that she needs that. In fact, they can't really ask for privacy, I've noticed, until like 18, 19, 20 months when they'll say no and make you get out of the room. The fourth reason is that he has been in a diaper so long that he does not connect cause and effect. So we've got anywhere from 14 to 18 months living your entire life in a diaper so far. You can imagine that it's a little bit difficult to know, what's going on down there anymore. When I feel this pressure, then I release, then this pee or poop comes out. That cause and effect loop has been disrupted by the diapering. And maybe they don't pee because they don't realize anymore that, okay, my bladder feels full. I'm going to release and this stuff is going to come out. They just sit there on the potty and they're like, and what do you want me to do? So this is where some naked diaper free time would be helpful to establish that cause and effect and to do it responsibly. Definitely see my book for doing that. And the fifth reason why your baby didn't go when you offered, she was distracted. So a lot of times when you get into the mobile stages, right? Everything is just in Technicolor all of a sudden. You've got like major distractibility factors with everything, trying to nurse, trying to feed. You get into 12 months and they start walking, major distractibility. So distraction could be part of it. And this can be solved just by routine and, being consistent. But we'll talk about what to do here in a second. Number 6, he prefers the other receptacle. Now, there's no way of knowing this because he can't speak yet, but maybe he wants to go on the big toilet like he sees mommy and daddy do. So maybe he would rather pee in a top hat potty as a newborn than over the sink where he doesn't feel very secure or over the toilet. So there could be just a receptacle change that could solve this. And the 7th reason why baby won't go when you offer the first time is that she prefers another room entirely or another location. So sometimes, especially when we're starting with an 8 to 10-month-old, 12-month-old, you've got, and it's fine to start EC at these ages, people do it all the time. What we've got is a very strong awareness of, you guys all go to the bathroom in this room here. So why are you having me go out in the living room or in the bathroom? Usually, I would say between 12 and 18 months, they start to really notice that, hey, I'm not in the right room for this. So they could also prefer to go outside for a little while. It's a nice intermediary for some kids who are just not into the pottying inside because of instincts being so strong. So if you change the location or the room, it can often solve that as well. So there are so many possibilities, right? What do we do about this? What do we do when the first time is not the charm? What we want to do is just rewind. And if you haven't already gotten my book and you haven't already read the beginning of it, which is how to do EC, I really recommend you do it. And the reason is we have got to start at the beginning and keep it simple. These 2 things will bring you through the entire EC journey, I promise you. But starting at the beginning means not missing a few certain things that are really essential. And I'm going to go over those right now, and I'll go over them rather quickly, but there are 8 that I have come up with that I think, if the first time's not the charm and it doesn't work the first time you try it, and you now know why your baby might have, you don't know which reason why they didn't go is, but I just listed them all, then you can try to do all of these 8 things, or some or most of them, and see what you learn, because EC is all a learning process, right? So number 1, do observation to learn natural timing. I'm going to pull up my other podcast title, my list, so I can see where is the one about observation. Observation. Okay, we've got episode number 80 and episode 83.5A. This was during a week when I did a lot of podcasts all in a row. So we've got 80, no signals, no patterns, what to do when observation time yields nothing. And that'll actually tell you how to do it. And then 10 golden rules for observation time. It's a guest post, 83.5a. And I'll link to those in the show notes. But basically, and it's in my book. It's very easy. And there's a free observation log I will include on today's episode. You do observation time to learn your baby's specific natural timing. This will give you so much information. You will also notice if they signal during this time, which without the diaper, honestly, why would you signal? But some of them do during diaper-free time when you're doing observation. Number 2 thing to do some diaper-free time that is naked to connect cause and effect. And I mentioned this before. With especially an older baby, you want to let them feel that sensation, let it out, and maybe you do this outside or over a wood floor. But when they go, if you would like to transport them to the potty or the potty to them during this time, you can if they're more mobile. If you don't want to, just let them see how it is to pee freely outside or something, and they'll just a couple of experiences of this, and they'll understand. All right, now number 3 is choose an age-appropriate receptacle. So the top hat potty is for newborns. I highly recommend that over anything else. You hold it between your legs, hold your baby over it in classic or cradled classic EC hold. With a baby who is able to sit on their own, or even before if you want to hold them on it and support their weight or hold them over it, use a mini potty. The top hat potty and the mini potty that I recommend are both available at my shop at tinyundies.com. I created them, brought them to market because they are the best. The mini potty is very short, so a baby's feet can touch the ground. This can be very helpful. Now, if you have an escape artist, their feet are on the ground and they're like, woo, I'm going to get up and walk away or crawl off, then you want to use a toilet seat reducer over the toilet. So there are your choices for receptacles. And number 4, move the receptacle to the bathroom where you all go, because babies are not stupid. They know. They're like, you guys do your business in there. I'm going to do it too. And that leads to number 5, normalize potty time and have an open door policy with your potty time. Of course, if you're pooping and you want some privacy. I haven't pooped alone in 10 years, though. Let's be honest. All my babies try to come in when I need to go to the bathroom. So sometimes, though, if you want to lock the door and have that private time, great. But when you're peeing, just open the door. Normalize potty time. Let your baby see you do it there. So that is number 5. Number 6, try one of the 4 easy catches. So remember the first reason why your baby didn't go the first time? Because you tried the wrong time. If you've got a newborn, try it at wake up. It is usually 100% of the time going to give you a catch. If you know when your baby's pooping, just gently say wait. And that's the second easy catch, poop, right? Another easy catch is before or after getting in or out of something. So when they get out of the high chair, offer and see what happens. When they wake up from a nap, offer. And then what's the other easy catch? Oh yeah, the diaper changes. At every diaper change, just try, because a lot of times, especially the younger they are holding it and waiting for you to take the diaper off, and then they will go. So try one of the 4 easy catches for sure. You can find those on my YouTube channel and my podcast as well. They're also in the book, so do yourself a favor. And there's a whole new section in the book actually about the easy catches. And then number 4, 5, 6, 7. Number 7, give privacy. We talked about this before. How do you give privacy, Andrea? I don't even know how to do that. When you set your baby on the mini potty or the toilet seat reducer on the big toilet, turn your back. Pretend like you're doing something else. If you have an older baby, just even if they're like trying to dive off at you, of course, you line the floor with pillows or something if you think they're going to fall off. If you are far enough away, babies are really interested in preserving their own lives, way more than we are even. It's a natural instinct. They will not try to jump off if you are not right there. If you are right there, they will probably try to jump into your arms. So use your own discretion. I'm not responsible for any falling babies. Definitely pad the floor if you fear that. From my experience, if I say, oh, just forgot something in the other room, and I go and I've got a 14-month-old on the potty, right when I leave that room, they usually go. Privacy. But if you don't feel safe with that, and that's totally fine, and I've done this as well, just turn your back and pick at the grout on the tile on the wall. Do whatever you need to do to avert your attention from them and give privacy. I've even had the mini potty on the ground, and baby has used the shower curtain around them to get privacy. And number 8, relax. You relax. Take a deep breath, parent, and then your baby will relax. Run water, sing a song, take a deep breath, and then notice how you both relax. And also just have some confidence and know that Billions upon billions of babies of all of human history have all gone through this process. And what you're doing is not potentially damaging. All the stuff that the diaper companies tell you is not true. You don't have to wait for readiness. Babies are born ready. And you just, have some confidence that billions have gone before you and that this does work. You just don't know how to do it because we've lost our potty wisdom. We've grown up in a diapering culture and we just need to learn how to do this. And that's what I'm here for. So those are the 8 things that you can do to get your child to go. Give your child an opportunity to go and find some success. So when the first time's not the charm, try those 8 things. Now that you understand why that might happen, it's not because you're bad at EC or you don't know what it was probably partially because you don't know what you're doing yet, but it's not because you're a bad parent. You're not a bad ECer. Your child isn't just not cut out for EC. What you're missing is some of the pieces of the puzzle, and hopefully those 8 things will help you. Please check out the show notes over at godiaperfree.com/102, and you can see all these examples and maybe try one every day and see what works for you. And remember, you can do EC completely part-time. You can do EC with a diaper as a backup. It's just not a toilet anymore. It is not all or nothing. You do not have to be perfect at it. You do not have to have the track record that I have. I'm a quadruple Virgo. I've also made this my work and my study and my life and have 5 children under my belt. So your journey will not look like mine. Your journey may look better than mine. Your journey may look very different. What you want to do is just do as much as you want to do and do it consistently. And don't compare yourself to other people, especially not me. And then if the first time didn't work out, give it another shot. And just remember, babies are mammals. They have instincts. We have instincts too, and they've been buried by marketing and diaper companies and billions of dollars they're trying to get from us. So it's not a conspiracy. It's the truth. I have valid sources who've worked for diaper companies who've told me it's the truth. And no use shaming or blaming anyone right now. Let's just learn better, do better. We have more information. Let's go forward and potty and enjoy it. So head over to godiaperfree.com/102 right now and let me know which one thing you're going to try today to get that first catch. I'll see you over there. Till next time. I hope you guys have the best time just trying out EC if you haven't started yet or continuing if you already have. I'm Andrea Olson, and you've been listening to the Go Diaper Free podcast at godiaperfree.com. We'll see you next time. All right, there you have it. Please reply below and let me know what thing are you going to try today to get that first catch. Take care.